Cowboy Nation, really appreciate you all for jumping in. All right, so according to James later, it's about a couple of hours ago earlier today, that she was told by the office about her insider. And you know, Jane, she be right on the money with it. She was told that they will not put the franchise tag on Dak Prescott. Basically, they should work out a deal by March the 9th. The contract negotiation part with Todd France, they've been working on a smaller scale to get this thing done. Now, I'm with the belief that they need to get this done sooner and quicker. And hell, while Todd France is at it, why not hit up your boy, Justin Simmons, and try to get a combo deal over here, combo nation deal. Let him get over here on the Cowboys land, right? So we can go back and forth whether or not you want Dak Prescott on his team or not. I'm with the belief if the Cowboys can go ahead and seal this deal, get this thing all under control, get this thing all signed out, and then we can start focusing in on maybe a Justin Simmons, maybe a Marcus May, maybe a Trey Boston, maybe somebody that can help on the interior side like the Dalvin Thomason. You know, we need help on those sides of the ball. Now, as far as the what is this, another kid out there, even if you want to look at the tackle position, I believe for the Buffalo Bills, I think his name is Williams. He's a tackle. Maybe you can bring him in for a cup of coffee and see how much money it will cost us to entertain those type of situations. Because what I believe in the hearts of hearts, in order to get the best groove going for your team, is trying to resolve some of your needs or most of your needs via the free agency. And then with the draft, you can focus on all about BPA. And that's what I believe. So at the end of the day, Cowboy Nation, we need to figure those things out. And I hope that Jane is right. Whatever resources and news and information that she's getting from the insider or whoever's talking, that they go ahead and get this stuff done and zip it so we can stop going back and forth and back with the Rain Dakota Prescott. I know you guys are burnt out with it. I know you are. I'm burnt out with it. I'm so tired of talking about Dak Prescott, but it's the mean of every time we get a chance in a situation to talk about free agency, somebody will call in and say, well, Law, what do you think about Dak? And how do you feel about them going 8-8, and then his first few games last year was not up to level, meaning that, of course, he do not play defense, but of course they would throw the record out, and I feel what people are saying. Quarterbacks always get all of the flavor and the sauce when we win, and they get all of the blame when we lose, right? But when we trying to resolve this situation and go ahead and get your quarterback, cement that thing down, because I believe in the hearts of hearts, he's the leader of this team. I think that everybody pretty much follow and they really pursue Rain Dakota Prescott. They want Dak Prescott in the locker room. One can argue that they need Dak Prescott in the locker room. Remember this, a lot of stuff was being leaked last year when he got injured. A lot of stuff with the players, a lot of talking, a lot of stuff was going back and forth. The quote-unquote leader of this team is still Dak Prescott. Even Andy Dalton, when they asked, hey Andy, would you like to come back to the Cowboys? Andy was like, nah, this is Rain Dakota Prescott team. This is his baby. This is his troops. You know, those are his troops out there, basically. And that was him speaking his truths. Now, the Cowboys front office said, hey, we would love to have you back. But he is willing to test the market to go elsewhere. He wants to be a starter, and I'm talking about Andy Dalton. So if he knows it, and he's a veteran, he's been around the football corner for many of years, right? I want you guys to take the same picture, the same approach. Understand that. Because at the end of the day, Cowboy Nation, we're going to have to figure this thing out. I'm really, really waiting on to see what type of contract they're going to offer him. And if he refused the contract, what type of stuff they're going to leak out. Those are the two situations. I want you guys to pay attention to the guaranteed money. I want you guys to pay attention to the length of the contract, whether it be 4 years or 5 years. Now, I believe some people can throw out the fact that what if it's 6 years, Law? Or what if it's 7 years? Pay attention to the guaranteed money. Now, to make everything work the right way, go ahead and make that thing 8 years. If you really want to circumvent things, but that would not happen. He would not get one of those offensive lineman type of contracts or the Pat Mahomes type of contract. And I know a lot of people going to say, well, nah, Law, he's not on a Pat Mahomes level. No, I'm talking about the length, not talking about the money aspect of it. Not talking about the money aspect, I'm talking about the length. The longer the contract, the more moving around of stuff that you can do. Remember, even Ezekiel Elliott, he signed all the way to 2026. Oh, and even Jalen Smith, he signed all the way up to 2025. So we're going to have to figure this thing out as far as the contracting part of it and see whether or not the Cowboys are trying to keep those guys on the same team. Now, I do know that people got a lot of reservations on Jalen Smith, which when we look at last year's tape, it wasn't very promising. Although he said, hey, go watch the tape, it wasn't very promising. But I'm just trying to find the mind of the Joneses. If you guys know the mindset of the Joneses, let me know. Post it down below, because they are the hardest people to try to understand. They are. They don't think the way we think. They do crazy stuff. Especially Jerry Wine Jones. I'm saying Wine. I know it's Wayne, but Wine because he like to have that wine. All right, so you got to get this Dak Prescott contract all under wraps, because we really need help. We really need help. Remove Dak out of the equation right now, and let's focus on this defense. But the only way you can remove Dak off the equation, the only way you can remove him, if you signed him, and move on and get on with this situation of breaking down the guys that can help this team out. That's what we got to do. I did see a little excerpt out there saying that players outperform their contract. The NFLPA do have like an incentive program where they give you more money, more and more money for your pockets. And we all know that Dak Prescott was a part of that program. But now we have 3 other Cowboys that's a part of that program. I'm going to say this before I split. They got Connor Williams on there. Wow, who would have thunk it, right? Michael Gallup. Wow, who would have thunk it, right? He outperformed his rookie contract. Oh, to add an extra spice to it. Oh, Schultz made the list. Playing over 84% of his snaps and performing at a higher level, so they gave those guys extra coins. Maybe I'll post a link somewhere in the description box. Y'all check it out. My thing is, I know a lot of people have their reservations on Connor Williams, and I still think that he will be a better tackle than he is a guard. But we'll find out for 2021 what he will exhibit and exude. But according to the NFLPA and all of the measurements and all of the stuff that they pulled up, Connor Williams doing a hell of a job. Who would have thunk it? Well, who would have thought? That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. Go Cowboys.